Good morning. Good morning. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I don't know. Some days technology doesn't work the way I want it to work. So, welcome to Power Hour every Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Um, Welcome to Quadruple Witching Day, where 8 out of the last 10 quad witching days have turned out to be negative. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll share my position screen with you, obviously. I may actually do a couple of transactions. While we're on it, so Dom, new member, welcome. Zero. Huh? Oh, yeah, I know who you are. Zero Zane. Zero Zane. Let's go. Good morning. You got the membership thing. So, Dom, this is for Dom. But if you do choose to become a member, click join and email me, sergio@sergioavadian.com. Then I will send you the Telegram chat group link, which is on fire. A lot of good traders, newbies, experienced people, myself. I mean, I'm not the best fisherman in the world, but I'm definitely going to teach you how to fish. Because if you think you are the best fisherman in the world, the market has something else going for you. So, yeah, if you do choose to become a member and support the channel that way, I appreciate it. Just send me an email, sergio@sergioavadian.com. In fact, let me put that up there. There it is. So send me an email to that address. I'll send you the Telegram chat group link. What's going on today? I don't know. I broke up with another girlfriend of mine. The chat group, that my group knows what I'm talking about. So I was on Oscar Health way before Twitter was on Oscar Health, and now all the FinTwits, oh, Oscar. Today I'm selling actually, so I'm just closing the position. I got in it in the 14, 15 range with the synthetic, and you guys will see so again, full transparency, I post my positions for the subscribers every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on the community page of the YouTube channel. So you can go check it. Again, none of this is trading or financial advice at all. What I do is risky. If you tag along, do it at your own risk, do your own due diligence. None of it is trading or financial advice. But when I do post the positions, like I may post it one day, and then by the time I post it again on Wednesday, there's a lag, obviously, and then I may get out. So the only people who will get my trades live, and what I do is I post them an open position screenshot at the end of the day, is the Telegram chat group that I have for the members only. So obviously there has to be some difference. So what else did members get? The members get a live stream every Wednesday between 3 and 5 Pacific, where I get to answer or meet them in person and answer their questions. It's like a more one-on-one kind of a situation. And let's get back to business. Enough bullshit. I just posted on Twitter. My hat's off to Botafogo, the Brazilian champions who beat the Champions League winners of this year from a month ago. Paris Saint-Germain 1-0 at the Rose Bowl. Their fans showed up, sang 90 minutes before the game, 90 minutes during the game, and 90 minutes after the game. That is why we play football, not the egg-shaped kind. I don't even know what soccer means, because 5 billion people play football around the world. I guess soccer is only for the US. So, again, actually, I'm going to another game on Monday with Botafogo and Atletico Madrid. Let's go, Botafogo. I'm all in now. I may even buy their jersey. So, boom. What else is going on? Not much. We'll share the positions. I want to talk about a few things of what's going on around the planet. So I'm going to just go off my little cell phone notes here. I usually do that on Fridays because I need content for the rest of the week. Otherwise, there's no content for the channel. So, breaking news: White House says President Trump will decide within the next 2 weeks if the U.S. will strike Iran. So what happened to So is there a taco trade happening here too now? Because the strike was imminent. You know, the fleets are being moved from the Taiwan area to the Straits of Hormuz, or to, you know, close to Iran. We know what's going on. It's Iran. It's not Iran. Please just say it correctly. Israel and Iran are going at it. I think Israel chewed a little bit more than they can handle on this one. I don't think they expected the rockets to return, and I definitely expected their, what is that thing called, Golden Dome or whatever, to stop a lot of these missiles. It doesn't look like it's stopping much, and I hate wars. I hate it. We need cooler heads to prevail. And if President Trump said anything during the campaign, he said, we want to stop wars. We don't want to start wars. So President Trump, please do not get involved. You are doing everything you said you're going to do. Keep doing what you're doing. Stop wars. People die. Wars are ugly. It's not about the market. It's not about any of that. I am from that part of the world. I was born in Istanbul, Turkey, which is a 99.99% Muslim country, and I'm a Christian. We know what happens there. But the point is that killing each other is not going to do it. It's just not going to do it. But the Middle East have been so upside down for the last 1,000 years that, you know, Israel decided to go, okay, well, we don't want them to have nuclear weapons. Okay, cool, fine. I don't either. I think nobody should have nuclear weapons, okay? Because there is no winner in a nuclear war. I mean, we all know that. There's no winner. We're all eradicated. The human race is gone. So my point is, this needs to end, right? Rockets are flying. People are dying. I believe 99% of the Iranians are good people. They're just like us. They want to send their kids to school, go to work, make some money, put food on the table, and enjoy their life, whatever they have on this planet. Same thing with the Israelis. But there's 1% knuckleheads in both sides that are creating this. I get it. Iran should not have nuclear weapons. Okay, fine. I mean, where does the bombing end? But so if the U.S. gets involved, it's going to be a bigger deal. I get it. I get all this. But, you know, first of all, markets don't seem to care about it at all, right? Oil market did a little bit of an action first couple of days, and then now it's back to normal. Stock market completely doesn't care about any of this, which is expected, I guess, these days. But my concern is for the people of these countries, right? Israelis are dying in Tel Aviv and Haifa and all these places because these rockets that Iranians are lobbing are not the type that, these are supersonics. I mean, these things, I watched a couple of the videos on Twitter. These things are coming in hot, and the Iron Dome is not stopping it, right? And I'm like, when does this end? With a World War III? Do we want that? Do we even consider that? Is the market considering that? So I obviously I'm no one, you know, but I hope the U.S. doesn't get involved. And if the Israelis took a little bit too much on, you got to handle your own business. On this one, I'm with Tucker Carlson, okay? All of you should go watch Tucker Carlson's interview with Senator Ted Cruz from Texas. It's on Tucker's channel. I watched it twice. All of you should go watch that. And I get it. I get all this. But my point in all of this is, we've been involved in these wars, in the Middle East especially, or Afghanistan. Okay, let's start with the Vietnam War. I am so grateful and thankful for our military service people. They give their lives so I can do this on YouTube, or I can trade, or I can do what I do freely in this country, okay? And how did the Vietnam War go? Didn't go that well. How did Afghanistan go after the trillions of dollars and thousands of lives lost on both sides? How'd that go? You know, Taliban is backed in Afghanistan. How did Iraq go? My wife was born in Iraq. She's Armenian from Iraq. Flattened the country. 50,000 people on our side. How many soldiers died? 50,000 people got maimed. 10,000 U.S. soldiers died. How many hundreds of thousands of Iraqis died? And is the country better off now than it was before we intercepted or we intervened? or whatever we did. Trillions of dollars. Okay, how about Libya? How's that going? How about Syria? Do we have one to show that says this went well? We installed our U.S. democracy into those countries. I get it. All these countries are run by thugs and dictators, and it shouldn't be that way. But are people better off in those countries because we did what we did? And that's what Tucker was asking Ted Cruz. Let's not go in a war in Iran with 92 million people, who 91.9 million people don't want war, but they do because the mullahs are running the country. Do these people need to get removed? Probably. But who's going to take over when they get removed? Is there a power, vacuum? It did. It happened in every single occasion in the other countries. So I'm against war. And take care of your own shit in this country. We have homeless people. We have drug overdoses. We have massive problems in this country. The trillions we're spending. Ukraine, Russia. How's that going? I just don't get it. Okay? I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't want to say it. And so that's my tantrum for the day about this global thing that's going on. And how's it affecting markets? Not much, really. Market's going to do what they're going to do. So I'm done with that topic. So I don't want to talk politics. I'd rather be at a Botafogo game again and again, because that was good. That was amazing. That was thousands of people singing and having a good time. And I'm sure the people in Iran and people in Israel want to do the same thing. But they can't, because their country is run by a bunch of dickheads. There we go. So, okay. What else happened this week? Can you spell Jerome Powell? What happened this week? Jerome Powell, President Trump's favorite Fed chief, and the Federal Reserve kept the interest rates unchanged. I expected that. Although before the open today, half hour before the open, one of the Fed members said, we may cut rates as early as July, and the futures were negative. They went green. Now they're going back to negative. But today's movement is going to be exaggerated by quadruple witching. OPEX, obviously. Like I said, 8 out of the last 10 times we had downward pressure. Who knows what's going to happen, but all that will figure itself out by Monday. That's why I don't watch too closely. Unless you're a market maker or a dealer, then you need to do a whole bunch of things. Like last half hour, you have to swing like hundreds of millions of shares of stock, of options or whatever. We're none of that. We're just kind of bystanders on this. But so the Fed kept the rates unchanged. I have put videos on this. I expected the Fed not to cut rates. I don't think Fed should cut rates. The only reason we want lower rates is because who needs lower rates in this country? Obviously, we do as a consumer, right? We want lower mortgage rates. We want lower car loans. We want credit card rates to go lower. We want lower rates. It's all tied into the 10-year and 20-year treasury, okay? But who wants or who needs the lower interest rates the most in this country? The U.S. government does. Why? Because we have 37 trillion, to be about 38 in another 50 days, trillion with a T, national debt. It's going up every 100 days. It's going up $1 trillion. Think about it. Okay. So these are IOUs. These are IOUs we just spread all over the world, including the U.S. pension plans and, all endowments and all kinds of things. Okay. Well, when you do have a loan, right, when you have an IOU, you have to pay people interest, simply put. Well, that's the servicing cost. On $37 trillion, most of these bonds have been issued 5, 6, 8, 10 years ago, right? Okay, during ZIRP. During ZIRP, which was the cause of 2008 GFC, the Great Financial Crisis. And then it got exacerbated by COVID. So we've had 15 years of ZIRP. How did that work out? It brought inflation like nobody's business. We know what happens. Everything we buy last 4 years is double, triple, right? The government says, oh, inflation is 2% and everything is good. I'm like, what are you guys talking about, man? Stop gaslighting the U.S. people. Stop gaslighting the U.S. public. Inflation is not 2%. How much more rent are you paying the last 4 years? How much more car insurance you're paying for your car insurance last 4 years? How about food? How much? How is it 2%? It's not. Stop gaslighting. Actually, I have a video coming out at noon today that just calls them all out. But besides that, Fed said, well, we have to watch. We have our mandate, 2% inflation, full employment, and a good GDP growth. Okay, we have all that. Inflation is coming down to about 2.4 now from 5, 6, 7. I still don't believe it's 2.4. I think it's double. It's probably 5 or 6 per year. You can tell that, by the way, how much your $100 is buying. Okay, how much buying power has your $100 lost last 5 years? About 6 or 7% a year. Okay, so Fed said no rate cut, and Trump came out. He went to town on Jerome Powell. This I'm reading. This is exactly what he said. Donald Trump said, President Trump said, too late, Jerome Powell is costing our country hundreds of billions of dollars. Right? He's truly one of the dumbest and most destructive people in government. By the way, President Trump in his first term appointed Jerome Powell to the Fed chair, so you guys know. And Biden gave him the second term. We obviously know he's not going to be around once his term is up in 2026, if not before. But he can't fire him, so this is what he does. And the Fed board is complicit. Europe has had 10 cuts. Why? Why do you cut interest rates? Because your economy is going into the shithole. You cut interest rates when your economy either is slowing or you're going into a recession. You don't cut rates when everything is going fine, and Fed says everything is going fine. They're also worried about the lag effect of tariffs kicking in. How's that going, by the way? How's that tariff thing going? You guys remember the taco trade on that one? I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the taco trade, but it seems like it's working. You guys know what that is, right? I'm not going to say any more about the taco trade. But so Liberation Day was April 2nd. And when the market just absolutely took a dive to 4,800 on SPX, what did the administration do? Oh, we delay for 90 days. People, it's coming up. It's July 7th. Who has been at the table? How many deals did we sign about these tariffs? Are we going to kick the can down the road again? I mean, there's some volatility showing up here shortly. But so, Fed goes, tariffs didn't go anywhere. We didn't sign any deals. Tariffs didn't go back to what they were. And I do believe, I agree with the administration. I think our trade is completely unfair. But then these tariffs may hurt the American consumer by increased prices. And the Fed is going, we can't cut rates now because we don't know what the effect of the tariffs are going to be. If the tariffs are staying, it's going to be inflationary. And we cut rates, we're going to fuel inflation again. We're just trying to kill inflation. We can't do that. That's what they said. We're not going to cut rates. Okay, cool. I'm just trying to make it as simple as I can. So then President Trump said, Fed board is complicit. Europe has had 10 cuts. We have had none. We should be 2.5 points lower. No. And save billions on all Biden's short-term debt. Now, this one we can talk about. We have low inflation, too late. So that's Powell's nickname for Trump, is an American disgrace. And then during the Q&A on Wednesday, Fed Chair Powell said, we will likely get to a place where rate cuts are appropriate. Okay. Fed will make smarter decisions if they wait a couple of months. Okay. Fed expects meaningful amount of inflation in coming months. Hello, because tariffs have a lag effect. Unemployment remains in a reasonable place. This is what they said. It will take time to see how large inflation effects will be. And Fed's inflation forecast for this year is higher due to tariffs. Okay, so, and economy is 3.8 GDP. Why do we have to cut rates? We're doing fine. That's what the Fed said. President Trump says, no, you losers. We need to cut rates 100 basis points. President Trump, if we cut rates 100 basis points, inflation is going to soar. Like, soar. But why do we need 100 basis point cut in the interest rates? That 100 basis point cut that President Trump is asking for is going to save us $350 billion in U.S. Treasury servicing cost. That's why we need, see, that's what I said at the start. The government needs, the U.S. government needs lower interest rates more than the consumer, because consumers hanging in there. Although they're spending on crack plastic, they're hanging in there so far, right? Okay. And but U.S. government needs lower interest rates the most, because we have about 8 or 9 trillion with a T dollars worth of notes, bonds coming due. This is just the treasuries. There's a whole bunch of corporates that are coming due as well. Coming due, maturing. All the bonds, notes we issued right during GFC and COVID, they're all maturing now. Well, we can't just say, we're not going to pay for those. We're just going to let it mature. No, they need to get replaced, right? Okay, so when we're replacing those, the new interest rate that we have to put on it has to be higher, because the buyer of those notes demands higher returns for the risk that they're taking. Okay, well, when we do that, so last year, the 37 trillions interest cost or interest servicing cost was $1.2 trillion. Trillion, just interest, putting 1.2 trillion on fire. Can't we use that 1.2 trillion to do good stuff in the country? We certainly could. However, we're out of control. Washington is useless. They haven't seen a dollar they don't like. What do? So now we're going to have to issue these bonds at 4 or 5%. Well, that's about 150 basis points higher than the ones we're replacing. So now our interest cost, servicing cost in 2025 on our national debt is going to be $1.5 trillion, just the interest cost. While the debt is going up 100 trillion every 100 days, is going up a trillion. We can't play this game. We can't continue this way. And Elon Musk was right. He went in, tried to clean it up. He got frustrated and he quit because Tesla was going into the tank. And, but that's not the point. The point is we can't keep doing this. We can't. We need to get all these people out of Washington. We need to put some people who can do math. Why am I mortgaging my kid's future, man? Right? I'm okay. But why? Why mortgage the American people's future? It's just bullshit. But they do it and nobody stops them. Okay, well, Elon tried, didn't work out. He had a little breakup with his BFF. It seems like their things are fine now, but that's the problem. That's what we have. We're going to replace these notes, bonds that are maturing next 6 months. And when we do, we're going to pay higher interest rates. 1.5 trillion, by the way, is 2 times the size of our defense budget. It's almost 50% more than all of our Social Security spending. And we're putting that on fire. That's it. No good. Okay, so enough of that. I got 2 more topics. I know you guys don't want to be bored, but I'll go to the positions in a minute. In fact, I am going to put in a position while we're talking. One more topic. What's that topic? We have some young people who joined actually my Telegram chat group. And okay, this is not against what you're doing. I think you're doing wonderful things. But I mean, Elon agrees with that too. Not that, whatever. But here, I'm going to talk about this because I do have a daughter who is in her 3rd year of college. Okay. And in fact, she's going to finish it in about 4 months. She's going to finish 4-year undergrad degree in biotechnology or biology in less than 4 years. Amazing daughter, amazing girl, straight. It's like, I have no concerns. But then I talked to her quite a bit. I said, not about what she's going to do. She knows what she's going to do. She can take it to any way she wants. She can be a doctor, which I'm not sure she should, because then she's going to end up with a whole bunch of student loans. I mean, I will support her, obviously, but, but that's what I want to talk about a little bit. Is college overrated? I'm talking 4-year undergrad. I believe I have a finance degree. I used it well, but I think the last 10 years, especially maybe 20 years, college degrees, especially 4-year undergrad degrees, have become useless. And I follow the Coinbase letter on Twitter. I highly recommend you guys do it. Because if you're not going with a specific idea or specific job in mind, I think 4-year college degrees are useless now. And you're going to come out with $100,000, $200,000, whatever school you're going to, with debt, and that which you're going to pay the rest of your life. In what country do we have that, by the way? Oh, FYI, that $1.5 trillion that we're putting on fire and paying interest to the world, right? Maybe we should use some of that and reduce the debt burden on these college kids. Maybe just offer free college. I don't know. But so Coinbase letter says U.S. graduates are struggling to find a job. No shit. Yeah, because they go and study 4 years of nothing, right? And then they come out and look for a minimum wage job or $20 an hour job. Why did you go to college? Go to some sort of vocational school. Learn how to do something with your hands, because AI cannot replace that, because most of these kids' jobs are replaceable by AI, if not already replaced, right? I'm not discouraging it. You want to go to college, go to college. You want to party, go party. But at least study something that you're going to get a return out of, get some ROI out of. Just like when I buy a stock, sell a stock, I'm trying to get a return out of it. So the unemployment rate among new college graduates has averaged 6.6% over the last 12 months, the highest in a decade. Okay. The jobless rate for people aged 20 to 24 who are looking for work, have at least a bachelor's degree, has risen by 1.3% points in the last 3 years. Okay. Now, this is without full AI kicking in yet. By comparison, the nationwide unemployment rate stands at much lower at 4.2%. Okay. Furthermore, the unemployment among college grads aged 22 to 27 averaged 5.8% in first quarter 2025, according to the New York Fed, much higher than the national unemployment rate. As a result, the unemployment gap between young graduates and the general population is at its largest in 35 years. Kind of proves my point that college is useless. Well, not all college is useless. Undergrad, 4 years in some topic that you're never going to get a decent job on, don't do it. Just go learn how to become a plumber, roofer, air conditioning contractor, framer, because I don't think AI can do those yet. I mean, that's what my suggestion is going to be. And it ends with graduates are facing an unemployment crisis. Yeah, because if you're going to college and burdening yourself with $200,000 student loans and you have to pay for it the rest of your life, literally, doesn't make sense. There's no ROI in that. But if you go into college with an idea that whatever you do, you come out with the tools, so you can get a job immediately, maybe at high tech or whatever. But even all those jobs, right? They're all suspect now. I don't know. I mean, it's easy for me to say because I'm not there, but I don't see the value of 4-year undergrad degrees on useless subjects going forward. So I'm going to answer the chat, but before I do that, did I miss anything? Am I talking about anything else? Oh, okay. Yeah, there's one more topic I want to talk about. One more. Should we talk about retail investors or should we talk about U.S. consumers? Let's talk about retail investors. Okay. So what happened? Retail investors, are they the ones holding the market up? Are they? So what did the retail investors do? Retail investors came into the market after democratization of marketplaces by Robinhood, right? You got to take your hat off to Robinhood. Look, is the best UI out there? Is it the best place to trade? No. Is it? There's no free trading. So people figure that out with their fills, but it's so simple and it's so beautifully done. It's almost to the point of gamification, right? We were all stuck during the pandemic at home, government sending out $7 trillion pumping into the economy. We were all there. They were all sitting home and YOLOing into GameStop and doing whatever. Is that all money gone? Of course it is. I mean, how many bag holders were? Yeah, some people made ridiculous amount of money and hopefully they kept it. Making it is easy. Keeping it is hard in this game. But so retail investors have been the big buyers on every dip. 2023, every dip bought. 2024, every dip bought, and they were right. They were 100% right. This last dip, while the hedge funds were selling or shorting, who was buying? Retail. So retail does have power now, right? There's also $7.5 trillion sitting in money market funds. So that's kind of like a market put, right? When every time market pulls back a few percentage points, retail is there with two hands buying. Okay. But then at some point, right? And that's why I recommend to everyone on my channel to kind of watch the macro economy, what's happening. And now you can't day trade by watching macro, but what you can do is you should understand what's happening behind the scenes. And is there a bigger picture developing? And I'm not going to get into macro, but I'm going to get into the power of retail. Power of retail moves things, right? Although they are completely unreasonable moves. It's not, again, I've talked about this before. Do not create personal biases when you're trading. You may think something is overpriced or something is underpriced. Couldn't care less about any of that. What it is you have a price in front of you. That's the price, and that's second. Now, you can sit there and argue about, oh, that's too high, that's too low. Like people were saying that about Palantir when it was 50, 60, 70. It's 140. There are crazy stocks that are happening now. Circle comes public a week ago, whatever it was, 40, whatever it was, it's 230. It's up another $440 today. You could have said Circle is expensive for the last 2 weeks or week. You get your face ripped if you want to shorted that thing, right? Or CoreWeave, better example, 30 in a month, 100 and whatever it is now, 80, right? Is it expensive? Absolutely. Is Circle expensive? 1,000,000%. Am I the one to pick a top on this thing? No. Oklo, right? All these stocks, nuclear stocks, they're expensive. But it's not for me to go say, yeah, they're expensive, I'm going to short these things. But retail are the ones that are moving these things. And how do they do it? They do it by options, right? They buy these YOLO options, thousands by the thousands, weeklies, zero DTEs, whatever it is they do. I mean, 60% of the whole option marketplace is zero DTEs these days, right? So retail does have an effect on all of this. And look, I don't want retail to get hurt, but here's my cautionary tale. This just came out on the Coinbase letter. I follow them on Twitter religiously, so you guys go follow them as well. Retail investors' market involvement is at record highs. So when everybody is in the pool, who else is left to go in the pool, right? You got to think a little contrarian in this. So now, does that mean a crash or something? No, probably not. But what I'm looking at is when everybody's in the pool, you got to get out of the pool because there may be a shark in the pool. And so penny stocks, a proxy for retail activity, reflected a record 47.4% of total market volume on Thursday. Think about it. Penny stocks, according to Goldman Sachs. This surpassed the previous all-time high of 45% seen in May 2024. Okay. What happened after May 2024? We had the Japanese carry trade situation happen, and that wasn't pretty. This was also more than twice as high as levels seen in the retail trading frenzy in 2020 while we were sitting home flipping options. Okay. So, interestingly, 20% of trading volume in stocks worth less than $1 took place during pre-market hours. Well, man, that's the pumpers. And meanwhile, individual investors' share of the options market, options are, by the way, were created to hedge for institutions, not for YOLOing and taking directionals and things like that. But individual investors' share of the options market hit 18.5% last week, one of the highest on record, according to JP Morgan. Retail investors are still buying. Yes, good. If you're retail and if you're dollar cost averaging for long periods of time, highly recommend it. But if you're retail that is trying to YOLO into these stocks because the market will make you a bag holder, be careful. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling anybody to do this and to do that and do that, whatever. No, none of that. I'm just saying be careful, but also have a little contrarian opinion. When everybody's in the pool, it's time to get out of the pool. That's all I know. I've known this for 30 years. Is it immediate? No. But does it happen? Yes, it does. What happens is that they plug them all in, rug pull, blow them all out, new suckers show up. There's a sucker born every day. Again, I'm not calling retail suckers because they have been absolutely correct on every buy and every dip. And but be careful out there. That's all I'm saying. Position correctly, be patient, let stocks come to you. And if you're going to do any of this crazy stuff that I do, all power to you. But if you're going to do that, please understand what you're doing. Please know the Greeks, at least, if you're going to trade options. If you're going to swing zero DTEs, you should understand implied volatility. You should understand all that stuff. If you don't understand, you get lucky once or twice, and then you know that doesn't mean you know anything. So, with that said, okay, let's go look at some comments. Dom, new member, please email me sergio@sergioavedian.com so I can send you the Telegram chat group. Luis, good afternoon. Let's go. One of my new members. He's the one in college doing his MBA. I can say that. I'm not, putting out any information. Vic G, good morning. Techie, good morning. Techie, you got to come to the chat, man. Come on, you're missing the party, man. Come on now. So this is the email address. You email me if you do become a member. I'll send you the Telegram chat group link. Yes. Well, thank you for whatever. Hey, Lynn. How are you? What's going on? Yes, I know. Here we go. This is one of my new members. Don't sell yourself short. MBA still has some value, not as much as it did 15 years ago, but still has some value. But now you have to go to PhD to make some money. I don't know what you're studying. I'm sure we will find out soon on the channel because you just joined the channel today. I mean, members group today or yesterday. I hope it's something useful. That's all I'm going to say because I don't know you yet. John says they're open. Yes, they are. In fact, I think my daughter is going to get a job there, but she's about to transfer because she's done with her undergrad. And she wants to become a doctor. I told her not to become a doctor. I go, you're going to go to school another 7 years, 8 years, hundreds of thousands of dollars. By then, like in 8 years, AI probably is going to do better diagnostics than you. And I said to her, if you're going to become a doctor, don't become like a GP, right? Don't be the bitch of insurance companies. Just, become a specialist or something. That's what I told her. But I want her to go into biotech. I want her to go into like, some Amgens or Biogen or something, get some stock options and have a wonderful life. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, about Trader Joe's. Yeah, absolutely. I told her to do that. I knew that like last year, actually. Agree regarding college loan. Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, it's just like, I have my daughter's friends go to college. One is going to Berkeley. She's studying anthropology. What the frick are you going to do with that? I'm not sure. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm the dumb one in the room. Hey, Yeah, government jobs are always good. Well, you know what? That may not be the case because they bought that last dip of 20%. Some stocks went down 40, 50, 60%, and they bought it, man. They bought Palantir, they bought Hood, they bought Sox, and they bought Tesla, and they bought all that shit, and they're making good money. Good for them. I mean, hey. Yeah, it's always a great time. Just got to do the best you can in life, man. You can't just worry about shit too much. You go to games like yesterday. I posted on Twitter. You sing for 90 minutes. You go home. You're hoarse. I don't even know what I'm singing, but I'm singing. I don't know Portuguese. These people are yelling something for 90 minutes. I just got to join whatever they're yelling. I mean, hey, you gotta enjoy life. Bond with your son and who wants to play on that pitch when he becomes a pro one day. I doubt it, but I'm not the one to break him the news. The other day is just important. Yeah. Today? No, but I'll do it. Okay, how about next week? I promise you. I'll do it on the members, and I'll do it again next power hour because today I'm like limited on time. Quantum, yes, ARQQ and QUBT flying. So is it time for Rigetti? I don't know. Yeah, quantum is pretty interesting. I don't know anything about it other than I know some stocks. Vic the collector. He collects premium. He collects premium. Yeah, studying finance, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. When everything is automated now, AI is going to do, algos, trading. What power does a human have against all that? Unless you're not into speed, right? Because there's always human brain. It's important. If you gathered all the knowledge, all the tools in your toolbox, I think there is value to that. I don't think you need to study finance to do that. My girlfriend studied biology for undergrad, and now she's working. Yeah, man. Yeah. I think biotech is great. And with AI's help, next decade or two, I think they're going to cure a lot of these ridiculous diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and cancers and whatever. Yeah, that's what I told her to do. I go biotech. You have the brains to do it. I wouldn't. I have no idea. I mean, I know DNA and shit. I learned that in high school, actually. But no, she's wonderful. She knows what she's doing. I'm not. Whatever she does, I'm sure she knows what she's doing. I just hope she's not too impressed with that white coat that they go, oh, Dr. Avidian. I'm like, I mean, we could use a doctor in the family. Don't get me wrong. I'm getting old, so I need someone to push my wheelchair. But to her, no. I mean, doctors are not making the same amount of money they were making 15, 20 years ago. Hymns. Yes. That stock is going to either melt up or melt down. It's coming. I have a position actually about that. We'll talk about that in a minute. Sergio, have you invested in? No. I have DCA. I DCA Bitcoin. I told you that years ago. That's all I do. I don't touch anything else. Although I'm quite interested in Circle now. Supposedly Circle is something. I don't even know what they do. But I know the price is going up every $40 every day, which actually I may put a trade on if I can get off the chat in a minute. Yeah. I mean, that's what I think. That's what's happening. The index fund holds 50% Bitcoin. No, I'll just DCA Bitcoin, put it in my cold wallet. I don't trust Coinbase. What if Coinbase gets hacked? But Circle is interesting. I don't know what they do. Anybody know what Circle does? It came public a few days ago. And supposedly a third of the revenue goes to Coinbase. I'm not even sure. But why is the stock worth like 3/4 of Coinbase's value already? I'm not even sure. I have no idea. Could Lyft get to 30? No. I think that's been a dead dog, and it's going to be a dead dog. I mean, they're competing with Uber, and then now autonomous vehicles are coming. I think autonomous vehicles are going to wipe these companies out. You should be in like Waymo or Google. I have a position I'm accumulating now on a Chinese autonomous vehicle called WeRide. We traded it. If you follow me enough, you want what I did. Well, are you talking about HIMS now? Well, I'll look at the chart in a minute, but that thing has been going sideways, like in a range. And yeah, that thing is this massive short position in that stock. This could be a massive gamma squeeze. Okay, so let's go to charts, to my positions. You guys can see this, hopefully. I'm trimming everything. I mean, I said this on TJ's channel the other day. There's one number I watched, the scoreboard. It's account equity, or net lick, as Tasty Trade calls it. What does that mean? That means net liquidation value. That's all I watch. It's been hitting all-time high after all-time high this whole week, so I'm going to keep it going. Market's definitely selling off. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to immediately start buying some shit. What are we buying? Well, let's go up top positions, and then because I need to buy some things. Okay, I bought 1,000 shares of Arrive AI. 690 call. Stock is 7 even. I'll keep it. I have a synthetic long on Webull with July 18th, 25 short 25, July 18th 12.5 strike puts and 15 calls. That's called a synthetic. I don't want to buy the stock, but if I do get assigned, my cost on the puts is $2, almost $2, $1.94. So 12.5 minus 2 is 10.5. Stock is 1070. Do I want to get assigned 2,500 shares of Webull at 10.5? Absolutely. I'm short fuel cell puts. We traded the stock. Actually, I had a synthetic on, covered the puts. I mean, if you guys can go to check the community page to see what I have done with fuel cell, because everything sounds like I'm saying I'm making money. No, I'm like on Webull I have a loss and whatever. So full transparency. And so what are we? Oscar Health broke up with that girlfriend today, finally. Like I broke up with EVgo girlfriend last week with the cover calls. Oscar Health, ridiculous amount of money we made on that. I made anyway. So I had a synthetic on with July calls. I was short the 15 puts, long the 15 calls. 15 stock at almost 23 today. I sold a whole bunch of calls today and waited for the stock to pull back. Bought the short calls back. Wonderful trade. I know what to do now. That thing pulls back to 20. I'm going to be on that thing like white on rice. That thing is going. That thing is going to double, I think, by the end of the year. Again, none of this is trading or financial advice. And I'm long 60 SMCI. I'll look at the chart in a minute, but I'm long 60 SMCI. July 18th, 50 calls. So I'm going to buy 10 more of those, averaging down on those. Whatever they are, 145. Okay, we'll pay 145. We bought that at 144. So I'm long 70. That thing is going sideways. This thing is going to either go up 15 points or go down 15 points. So if it starts breaking down, I will create a straddle out of it by buying some puts. This is totally purely directional. July 18th is enough time. Stock cannot keep going sideways forever. So that's why we're buying the calls. Actually, this morning I had a nice profit on it. Anyway, I'm not doing it to do a short-term trade on it. I'm long SPX 6,059.75 put debit spread. Only 5. I was long 25. Took profits. I'm down to 5, but that 5 is up about $1,500. SPX 59.60. If it ends up here, I have max gain of 25, so I'm keeping that as a little hedge of a hedge. And I bought more WeRide today. That's the Chinese autonomous vehicle stock. They have a deal with Uber. They're expanding in Europe through Uber. NVIDIA owns a part of it. So we traded this. My members know beautifully, actually. I started the position actually with a long strangle. That means I own the shares, short the puts, short the calls. Stock rallied from, actually I did it right about 7.5 when it was last time. It rallied to about 11.5, 12. So now I'm accumulating back up to 4,000 or 5,000 shares. So I bought another 500 shares at 738 today. I'll buy some more in the low 7s. So this time I'm just buying shares. I'm not messing with options. So yeah, those are the positions. Let's go to charts, because there's a couple of stocks that I want to show you guys that I want to trade, actually. Let's look at the big charts. This is SMCI. So while we're at it, we just bought 10 more calls. So why am I doing that? Okay, so SMCI had a beautiful move, gap up. Now we're going sideways. I like these kind of patterns. There's a cup. Actually, there's a head and shoulders inverted with a neckline of 48. But better yet, there's a cup and a handle here. Handle is too long, though, so it may not be a cup and a handle. Should have done it. MACD above 0. On a breakout, I can see this thing exploding to 60. So that's what we're doing. But if it does roll, so the reason I'm saying is it's been going sideways for 5 weeks now after the big move up. It's either going to roll over and die and retest 30, or it's going to break out and go to 60, one or the other. And that move is going to happen by July expiration, I'm pretty sure, because it can't keep doing sideways. It had sideways periods like this before, but it always gets resolved up or down. So we'll just go with up or down. At the moment, my feeling is up. Other positions, Webull, I'm going to go with the positions. This is Webull, came public, through SPAC, went from 9.5 to 80 the same day. Now I'm trying to buy it at 10.5 if I get assigned, no problems. Fuel cell, I'm selling puts. I want to get assigned around 5.5 range. Again, I do it with Catalyst. This was the earnings. We actually made good money on fuel cell. Now I don't mind getting assigned about 550 range, all the shares I can have. Oscar Health, well, we're done with Oscar Health, but you guys can see what happened now. Please give me a pullback to 18 to 20, Oscar, please. And I've been talking about Oscar for weeks now, so way before the FinTwits got on it, but it is what it is. So we looked at SMCI, SPX, rolling over, man. I should add to the puts actually, probably, but I have the put debit spread. So I put in 720 for that. Max gain is 25, so I have a lot of room for that one to improve itself, and a little bit of a hedge. And this is We Ride. I mean, oh, those labels again. These are all the buys. These are all the sells. Whatever we did, they've been doing it for a long, for let's see, since the last time it was down to here. So we're back here and we're accumulating now. That's all we're doing. Let's get rid of those labels one more time. Show trades, apply. Okay, Vic, I don't know. So we're back to support. I think that's the future. So if you want to buy Google of China, this is either WeRide or Pony AI. Pony AI, between WeRide and Pony AI, we had a pair trade. I think Pony has more room to the downside, but WeRide I think is bottoming. So Pony went from 4 to 25, 22. And we were long the 15 puts, and if you remember, or not even a member, if you watch me long enough, you know what happened there. So they both in the same business. I thought one was way overpriced, one was underpriced. A pair trade means you short one, you go long the other one, and you're hoping for them to meet somewhere in the middle, and that's what pretty much happened. So what else? SPX we looked at. So the trades I want to do, two stocks. Yeah, two stocks. One is Circle, CRCL. I have no idea what this company does. Anybody knows? Enlighten me, please. All I know is it came public, and I think it came public at 42 or something, opened at 60 something. It was at 250. Today we had almost 250. Everybody in. Okay, that's one. Well, what do I want to do with Circle? Well, I want to do the same thing on Circle I want to do on CoreWeave. I want to put on a short strangle. I'm just for participation purposes, I'm going to do it, if nothing else. CoreWeave 184. This came public at like 30, went sideways, and now from 33, we're at 187. Higher highs, higher lows. Why do you want to do a strangle? You're going to say, Serge, what if it keeps going higher? Well, it could keep going higher. I'm not picking tops. I'm not shorting. I can either do an iron condor or do a short strangle. And if I do short strangle, one side gets close, I can always buy calls or buy the underlying. Please don't do these things that I do unless your account can handle it. Most people blow accounts because they do shit that their account size cannot handle. My account size can handle it. That's why I do it. But if you don't have the account size, don't do it. So CoreWeave and Circle. Let's look at some stocks when people ask for it. Tesla. I put a video out, got a bunch of hate yesterday. Tesla has been dead money for the last 4 years and 4 months. It's true. It's exactly at the price that it is 4 years, 4 months ago. Now, is Tesla to be traded? Absolutely. Look at that move. 480 to down to 220 and then back up to 350. Trading? Yes. HODL? No. Definitely not. Tesla is going to be dead money for probably another couple of years until all the Optimus robot kicks in, and then the Teletubby, I was going to say. So not cab. What is it called? What does he call that? I call it autonomous vehicle, but he calls it something else. So Tesla dead money, Nvidia. I mean, all these stocks are topping. Apple has been the weakest link actually, but now it's just going sideways. We'll figure that out in a minute. Microsoft's the strongest Mag 7. A new all-time high. Meta, pretty close. Yep. All-time high. Netflix all-time high. I mean, Look at these stocks, right? So retail bought it and was right. Here's Palantir, just kind of going sideways. Robinhood, one of my favorite stocks. I think it's extremely overpriced at the moment, but it's not my place to talk about that. Higher highs, higher lows, man. You can't argue with stuff. Lemonade, another one of my favorite stocks, which we actually traded. Oh my God, it's 45 now. Man, we bought that so beautifully, but we got out early though. I got out with nice profits. Profits are profits. Bought it right at the 20 EMA kiss. Strong stocks will only pull back to 20 EMA, and then they will turn. Somebody talk about Zeta. Is it Zeta? Yeah, Zeta. No, yeah, Zeta. Somebody talk about Zeta today. Yeah, one of my members, new members, said Zeta. I like the chart. Don't like it technically, but good volume today. Good gap up actually. So we may take a look at this. Pretty volatile too. So yeah, Oscar Health is, well, I looked at it last 2 days, 3 days. Look at the volume, right? Yeah, that's what happens when you put on a synthetic. 15 short puts, 15 long calls with credits. Juicy. Why is SPX selling off? Well, I think the last 8 out of the 10 quad witching. I mean, it's a lot of technicals bullshit, really. Yeah, it was just, down day. Probably going to be down day. Doesn't matter. On the daily, though, it's kind of looking shaky with the MACD turning down. But as long as it's staying above 0, not that concerned. Like any stock ideas, put it up there. So what are we going to do with CoreWeave? 185. See, yeah. I want to do a strangle, short strangle, or sell a call credit spread on the pullback, sell a put credit spread, turn into an iron condor. I am nervous doing these things. My gut says do it, but my brain says search. Implied volatility is through the roof. This thing is going up 15, 20 points a day. You can sell naked call at 250, let's say. It could be there in 3 days, and you're going to lose your ass. That's what my brain is telling me, but my gut says search, please do it. So I don't know. I'm kind of confused. So let's take a look at that. This is CoreWeave option chain, July 18th. So we have July 4th coming up. Markets are closed a few days. We don't have that many days. We have about 28 days on this cycle. So this is how, you guys also have to understand. I spoke about this on TJ's channel. There's something called skew. Skew means like how much our call at the money calls and how much our at the money puts are. So at the money, let's say stock is 185. Let's look at 185. This is 185 right here. Okay. 185 puts are $35. 185 calls are $16. 2 to 1. I usually don't see 2 to 1. They should be the same price. However, the trade I want to do is called a naked strangle. So stock is 185. Okay. I want to go 60 each way. Okay, $60. 60. I want to sell the 125 puts. This is for July 18th. I'm just going to price it. Sell the 125 puts. So 60 above 185 is 245. They don't have 245s. Let's go to 250s or 240s. Let's go to 250. Never mind. Hold on. Selling the 250 calls and selling the 125 puts. Okay, I messed that one up. Let's do it again. We're selling the 250 calls, sell the 250 calls, and selling the 125 puts. My goodness gracious. Okay, so I'm $60, $70 out of the money, and it's giving me $950 credit. So let's see how much it costs to do one option, one single option. Okay, I'm on Thinkorswim. One single option. It takes $1,849 buying power to do one option. And I'm almost taking in $1,000 for that $1,850. How ridiculous is that? And I'm 70 points out of the money each way. Why wouldn't I do that? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do one for participation purposes. Send. Didn't do it. Not yet. Okay. Let's do it. 947 credit. Okay, let's do it 945. Can we do it at 945, market maker? So how much do I have to pay you, juice? The borrow rate on this is coming down too, by the way. No, no 945 either, huh? Eat shit, market maker. Okay. Okay, I'm going to change the price one more time by a nickel, market maker. I don't want to get screwed. I want to go to 940. I don't like chasing shit. Let's go to 940. Didn't get it done either? You suck. Okay. I'm going to cancel it and regroup. We're doing the 250 calls and 125 puts. Okay. I mean, the spread is not that wide. Why aren't you doing it? You knucklehead. 250 puts. 250 calls. Oh, that's why. The calls are extremely wide. Okay, let's go to 260. That will take less money. 885. Let's do one. 260, 125 at 885. Let's do one. The spread on the 250s were too wide. That's why. Okay, let's do it. 877 now. Let's do 880. 880. Let's do it. Are we doing it? You're not going to do it? See that dick with me. Okay, I'm going to leave it at 880. I'm going to look at circle. 875. Is that what you want? Okay, I'll do it at 875. I'll play with you. There's no difference. Nickel is not going to kill me. And buying power effect, $5, man. Oh, yeah, that's right. Done. 875. We're in the game. 250, 125. No, 260, 125. So if we stay between 260 and 125, less the premium I took in, which is 875, okay, is what I want. I want it to stay between those two strikes for a little bit. It doesn't. I don't have to wait until expiration. So we did that one. Let's look at circle now. Core we did one, just participation purposes. But I will add to this circle. What do we do on circle? It's up only $42. What do we have on circle? July 18th. 340. 340 calls, 100 points out of the money calls are 20. What? What? Am I looking at that the right way? That 1890 bid, $26 offered? Am I hallucinating here or what? What? Stock is 240. These are 340 calls. Oh, you got to be shitting me. Okay. Well, we got to do one of these two, just for participation purposes. Can't break me. Can't. Well, it's a lot of money, actually. What puts should we do? 100 out each way. Should we do that? Yeah. 340 calls, 140 puts. Let's do it. 140 puts, sell one of those, and sell the 340 calls. The spread is so wide, I need to negotiate myself in there. So 340, 140, strangle, $28. Okay, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. I'll do one. And how much does it cost me to do one? $2,400. So I'm putting up $2,400, but they're giving me $2,800. Why do I get involved in these, man? But I want to do it just for participation purposes. $28. Are you going to give me 28 or are you going to dick with me? Yeah, you're going to dick with me, aren't you? Okay. What are you going to give me? What do you want to do? Should I leg into this? Probably. What do you want to do? You want to do 27 and a half? 27.75? No, you're not gonna do it. That's the problem with these widespread. Okay, 27.50. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna give you more. 27.50. Done. All right. For participation purposes, we're just gonna play. So this is a 340, 140 strangle, naked strangle. What is happening in this world? Okay, so these are the positions now. Circle and that. There we go. Yeah. Okay. We'll see. We'll see where they go. Can't hurt me that much, honestly. You know. Oh, and Circle, they lied. Oh no, because the premium is included. The premium in there. So Circle is taking 2,700, and no, Circle is taking 5,200 because of the premium, and CoreWeave is taking 2,700 of buying power. No problem. No problema. Oscar, we're out of SMCI. We bought more. Okay. SPX, where's my debit spread at? Let's see how much we can take out of that. The debit spread. Well, I will post these on the community page today, and I'm going to be in the front and answer some more questions and get the F out of here. So I'm long the 6,000 puts, not AM. I'm long the 6,000 puts, and I'm short the 59.75s. I paid $7.20 for it. I took profits already. They're 10, except they're deep in the money on both sides. So if July 18th comes at the end here, there's max profit of 25. Why am I going to take 10? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'll just keep that as a little hedge. What else is going on? ARAI, break even. Webull, doing fine. Actually rallied a touch. Yeah, I cannot not do these spreads. I mean, to strangles. It doesn't make sense not to do it. So wide, 100 wide, 200 points wide on Circle. They just paid me $28 for it. How's that? I don't know. Whatever. Fuel cell is fine. Oscar, we're out. SMCI, we're okay. We'll buy more. But if it does break down, we're going to buy puts. So you guys know. I will post these today on the community page. Well, let's get to the front and answer a few more questions, and then we go home. Watch expiration. Okay. Good questions. Let's do those. Could lift get to 30? No, it would need a good lift for that. Yeah. How do you decide to do synthetic long rather than just longing the stock? Well, much less capital intensive, right? Right. If I had done it on Oscar, I had done it like I'd done 30 short puts and 50 long calls. Cost me nothing because the short puts paid for the calls. And how do I do it? When I expect an imminent move up or my direction, up or down, because then you can short calls, buy puts. You can be shorting it that way, many different ways. But if I see an imminent move coming on a setup that I like, then I'd rather do synthetics because my overall ROI in that trade is going to be a lot higher than just buying the underlying equity. Simple, really. Okay, here's Vic. Why didn't you wait? Bro, what are you saying? I don't know. I like it here. What difference does it make if I wait until Monday? Do you know something? I don't know. Circle is to give a major central digital currency bank. Okay, great, fine. Okay. Yes, anything around blockchains. Okay, fine. I did it for participation purposes. Tesla has a major release coming this summer. Tesla is dead money. Been dead money. Still going to be dead money. Robotaxi is not going to work. Well, it's going to work, but it's going to take some time. The only thing Tesla has is selling cars. They have a lot of stuff coming up, but the companies, Tesla should not, as a car company, should not be worth equal of Toyota, Mercedes, BMW, Nissan, Volvo, all of that put together. Okay. So it's a car company at the moment. The only revenue is coming from the car company. Now Optimus Robot is going to come, and Robotaxi, all that stuff. When is it going to be accretive? 6 months, year, 2, 3? I don't know. At the moment, it's dead money. Yeah, I did look at implied volatility. Okay, what about it? That's why you sell. You don't buy. Okay, no, don't trade CRCL. Well, I did it already. I did one. I will add to it. Vic, you need to sell when shit's like this. Could it work against me? Of course it could. How do I? Okay, so let's talk a little, like a minute about that, because he's asking me a lot of questions. Okay, so I did the 340, 140 strangle, 200 wide. This keeps going against me. How do I fix it? I can go buy a 350 call and turn that into a call credit spread. I can buy underlying 100 shares of the underlying. There's many ways, So I don't honestly care about. My point is, when it's this wide, when it's this high, I imply volatility, you sell options. There's a reason for them to be this high. Obviously, it could move at $40 a day for the next 3 days. Could it? Of course it could. But that's what's called trading. You take a risk. Anyway, if you don't have any other questions, guys, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a good weekend. I'll post my positions. If you do, so Monday, I'm going to Atletico Madrid Botafogo game. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do trading with Sergio because the game is at noon and we have to leave early. And my trading with Sergio is at 10 a.m. So I may do it at 9 a.m. for like half hour and then leave and go to the game. I don't know. Please, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Please put a thumbs up and turn on notifications so you get notified. If you're a member, stay tuned. We're going to have a members live on Wednesday. Yeah. And if you do become a member, please email me, sergio@sergioavedian.com, and I will email you the Telegram chat group link. Anything else? No. Enjoy the game. Thank you. I will. Vic, thank you. Vic, we have to fix our little... we'll talk about that on Wednesday in depth, like how big should my account be part of your nothing. You're gonna have a $2,000 Robinhood account. SG Taveras is $10 a month. It's like a Big Mac. Actually, we had Big Macs after the game yesterday. It cost me $23 between me and my son. So you're getting me for $10. I'm not doing it to make money, bro. But I need to charge something. So I thought $9.99 was fair. I think it's like ridiculous, actually. I think it should be like $999 a month. But I'm not doing it for money. I make enough money. I'm fine. I'm blessed. But I have to charge something. I have a YouTube channel manager and pay him, all that shit. So, I mean, it has nothing to do with the size of your account. If you want to learn from decent fishermen how to fish, because I don't want to give you fish, I want to teach you how to fish, then yeah, become a member. You'll see. I mean, it's not forever. You can become a member for a month, and if you don't like it, you can go. Many have done it that way. They come, they go, they come back, and like, I don't know. I hope you stay because learning doesn't end. Because what I know, I picked up in years and keep doing it. You're getting 30 years of experience, which you cannot learn in a book, right? It has nothing to do with your account size. Some of the stuff I do doesn't require an account size. I go directional bets. Like, I buy calls on like SMCI. I bought 70 calls, you can buy one call, 2 calls for $300. It doesn't, and I don't know. You should ask the other members. No, like I said, yeah, brokerage account. It doesn't have anything to do with how big your brokerage account is at all. I have a Robinhood account. Actually, you know what? I should show that to you guys. I trade at Thinkorswim. My account is 6 figures trading account. I have an investment account. You all should have an investment account. You should invest. Trading is different. If you're trading and you're not returning 2 or 3x of the S&P 500 every year, don't trade. You're going to lose. You're going to join the 90% group. Okay? But my account is six-figure account. So I trade. But I'm not trying to kiss my sister. I'm trying to make like double it every year. Like last year, I did 120%. I'm trying to do the same thing this year. So I'm taking risky shit. But if I do lose all of it, which I won't lose all of it because I manage risk really well, but it's not going to kill me. So, but I do have a Robinhood account that I started when I started the channel, actually. I should start posting that again. I started with $1,000. Today, I made $195 in that account. You guys can see this? It's at $5,426.67. I'm trying to get this to 25,000. And it's not my favorite place to trade, Robinhood. But for this kind of money, it's like, okay, fine, whatever. I do pretty much the same thing. Certain things I cannot do because there's not enough funds, but certain things I do. I don't know. Account size has nothing to do with it. Yes, well, let's not go there. Size matters. Yeah, so anyway, if you do, so Sergio at sergioavidian.com. If you do want to take a shot, see what this crazy Telegram group is about, just click join, email me, Sergio at sergioavidian. I'll send you the Telegram chat group. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm gonna go have a cup of coffee. I'm not doing anything the rest of the day. The Vic is vehemently against this Vic, not my Vic. This Vic right here. This Vic. He said, don't trade CRCL. I'm not trading it. I am short strangle. 200 wide body. I want theta, another Greek you guys should pay attention to very closely, which is time decay, to take advantage of it and melt it away. Could it go up $40 a day for the next 3 days and me being in the money? Yeah. Will I allow that to happen? No. Will I buy 100 shares of the stock to make it a cover call? Yeah. Will I buy a higher call to turn it into a call credit spread with limited risk? Yeah. There's many ways. But at the moment, I did it because it's 100 up, 100 down. I think by July 18th, it's going to be in between those two numbers. That's why you do a naked strangle or a short strangle. It means strangle. I'm strangling premium. That's what that means. That's what I want to do. So we did it. That's right. So, yeah, no. No. I'm not going to touch that. So, all right. Thanks, guys, gals. Much appreciated. Thank you for the support. Please put a thumbs up. I may or may not do trading with Sergio on Monday. Stay tuned. Turn notifications on. So I'll probably do it for like half hour, 45 minutes. Okay. Okay. Vic, we're not agreeing on that. That's why there's a market. How about this? Why don't you go buy? Okay, so I sold the options, right? You can do the exact opposite. Why don't you do it? Right? Do the opposite. One of us is going to be right. We both may be right by the time it's over. So I sold a strangle. You go buy a strangle, right? Buy the 240s. 340 calls and buy the 140 puts. So somebody did. I sold it to somebody at $27.50. Somebody did, right? At that second, diametrically opposed opinion of each other. I'm thinking the premium is going to shrink. Stock is going to stay between 340 and 140. He's saying, no, but within the next 28 days, that thing could go to 500. I'm like, okay, cool. Wonderful. That's all. But I do have my game on. I know how to not get into trouble. I know what to do. So anyway, it's on. I will add different strikes or whatever. I just did it to participate because I kept thinking about it all day. And if I don't do it, it's going to bother me over the weekend. So I don't want it to bother me over the weekend. So I did it. Anyway, much love. Stay healthy. Be safe. If not Monday, I'll see you guys on Friday. Power Hour. Please share. Please put a thumbs up. See you all next time.